Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. I just want to put a little preface in before the video to let everybody know that this is the first episode of my Final Fantasy XI playthrough that I had posted on my other channel, my RPG channel that I'm now kind of shutting down. So I'm moving this series over to my main channel, and so I'm reposting all of those episodes to this channel. So this is going to probably take a while. If you're new to the series, I hope you enjoy it. And if you aren't new to this series, unfortunately that does mean that it's going to be a little while before there's going to be any new episodes that are going to be coming out. So hopefully you'll have patience with me while we get this all caught up, and yeah, then we'll get back to it. So, on with the episode. Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and today we'll be starting up a new series playing Final Fantasy XI Online. This is the first Final Fantasy MMO released by Square Enix. Released in Japan in 2002, and then it released internationally with the Rise of the Zillard expansion in 2003, which is when I started playing the game first. 2003, and then I kind of fell away from the game around 2007, 2008, but I have poked my head back into the game from time to time in the years since, including recently. I've kind of gotten back into playing a little bit again, and I decided that I want to go ahead and try and make a series out of it. So that is what we're going to go ahead and do. Now, this game is still very much an old school style MMO, and so a lot of my work on my character is probably gonna have to be done like off the series, because a lot of the leveling is just kind of going off into a place and grinding mobs for a while. So I'm not sure how interesting that will be, so I'll probably not show a lot of that. But we're going to focus primarily on the story content of the game. Now, that's also going to be fraught with some issues because the game has changed significantly since it was originally released. And with the advent of the 99 level cap era and the item level system, that basically a lot of the old 75 era content is essentially trivial to complete at this point. Like, you can't, it's almost impossible to try to play a lot of that content at its originally intended level. You pretty much have to have a whole group of players that would be wanting to do that, and that's like, I'm not even sure I could find a group of players that'd be willing to do that right now. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get all that done, and we're probably going to have to trivialize a lot of that stuff, but we'll see how it goes. I still think a lot of these stories are pretty interesting and pretty fun, so we're going to give it a try. So, that done. Let's go ahead and see the character that I've created that we're going to be playing as, and go ahead and explain why I chose what I chose. Okay, so here's my character. She is a Mithra character named Tuna, is the name I've gone with. And why did I pick Mithra? Well, unlike Final Fantasy XIV, where your race for your character is pretty much just cosmetic, there's some small stat differences about the races in Final Fantasy XIV, but they basically ultimately are meaningless. In Final Fantasy XI, your race is very significant to the playstyle of your character. There's 5 different races. There's the Humes, which are your humans. They're pretty much flat across the board. They have no bonuses, no penalties. They're the most balanced. You have Elvon, the elves, big, tall elf people. Their highest stats, I think, are strength. So they're pretty good. They're also pretty good, a well-rounded race, but they're more focused towards strength, so doing hard hits as a DPS character. But they're kind of weak on the accuracy, the dexterity and agility stats. The Mithra are stronger in the dexterity and agility stats, so they're more evasive and more accurate, but they still also have decent magic stats, so they can still be decent mages. So you can be a wide array of different jobs as Mithra. The Taru, which is kind of the halfling style race, very high magic stats, make excellent mages, but make very poor melee DPS or tanks. I mean, you can make it work, but, you know, you're always going to be a better tank as something else, or better melee DPS, physical DPS as something else. The Galka, which is the 5th race, is the big hulking brute kind of race. They are focused primarily on Vit, so large health pools. Makes them good tanks. They can be okay melee or physical DPS, but they have abysmal mage stats, so not very good mages. So, since I personally prefer the higher accuracy builds for like physical DPS, because I've always maintained that it doesn't matter how hard you hit if you can't hit. So I prefer accuracy over strength. So dex over strength. That's why I decided to go with the Mithra as opposed to a Hume or a Elvon. That's my explanation anyway. And yes, that is a game mechanics and stat-based explanation as to why I have decided to play as the hot cat girl race. So take that for what you will. Alright, well, as you can see, this is also not my only character, but we won't worry about those. Let's go ahead and start. Oh, crap. Right. Ah, shit. The Federation of Winders, an ancient capital nurtured by the boughs of a great tree, blessed by the magical waters and protected by the moon and stars. There's a legend in this country. In a time forgotten, a people forced to wander by starvation and cold were led to this land by a wondrous star. When that star returned to heavens, it sent to the earth a spiritual medium, the first star sibyl, who could hear its voice. She promised Windurst glory and prosperity. Something and prosperity. Too fast. Each passing eon, the people came to excel at magic more and more, giving Windurst far greater wisdom and power. 5 ministries, each specializing in a school of knowledge, became politically influential institutions. This elevated Windurst to become a city of academics. In recent years, new bonds are made with the roaming tribes of Mithra, causing Windurst to become even bigger than before. But the people's wish remains unchanged, lasting peace, eternal tranquility under the something far-off stars. And now a new star of hope has been born to this earth. What is about to begin here is an enduring tale woven by that star. Oh. For some reason, my character's gear has not loaded. We'll fix that in a moment. This is not Amigo. What's up with you? Why are you standing there in a daze? You call yourself an adventurer? I guess if one stretches their imagination enough, you could almost look like one. Let me take a stab in the dark and guess this is your first time in Windurst? Yes. Well then, welcome. Yes, welcome to peaceful old Windurst. The scaredy cats who have been dumbed down by the peace are enthusiastically received here. Where are you heading? What brings you to town? I'll go with, where am I? Who am I? You don't know left from right, you poor thing. This is Windurst Woods, the easternmost of the 4 districts of Windurst. Seeing as we're near the Bomingo Round here, I'll use it as the starting point of my explanation. First, you head south from the Round, and there are several shops run by the local craftswomen. There's the Weavers Guild, which is the specialty of the Taro Taro, and the Boneworkers Guild, which is more the Mithra's forte. These are the pride and joy of Windurst. If you head north from the Round, you'll find the roads that lead to the Dommel Farm and the Chocobo Stables, and just follow the sweet smell of nature. Take the road north and you'll find an apothecary mixed among the Mithra groves and the Mithra houses. Take the road north and you'll find an auction house. Compared to the other districts, there's hardly any Taro Taro buildings in Windurst Woods at all. However, the Manustery, one of the 5 ministries, is right there. That building up high there is the Manustery's Cardian workshop. It's where those Cardian guards are manufactured. Finally, heading west from the road will take you to Windurst's residential area. If you're a citizen of Windurst, you can use one of the longhouses inside of there. Ask the guards at the entrance there for the details. Well, I've helped you enough for today. I'm sure you get the idea. Non-Amigo's lesson on Windurst is over. I've discounted your tuition fee to a mere 1,000 gil. Come on then, cough it up. Okay. You catch on quick, kid. I'm beginning to think I could like you. Hold it right there. We have Colo La Colo. Oh, a bunch of Taro Taro kids. Non-Amigo, you're up to your old tricks of duping travelers out of the hard-earned gil, aren't you? We're the Star Onion Brigade. We, the Star Onion Brigade, won't let you get away with it. Not those SOBs again, Star Onion Brigade. I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. Due to this disturbance, I have to end your lesson for today. We'll continue another day, and that's when I'll collect my fee. And I gotta get some gear on. I think it's a result of the fact that I loaded my settings from my other character, and it screwed things up a little bit. But it means that my ears are not getting blasted out by the game's music. Because it comes at a max volume. Hey, she's getting away. Oh, still after her. And they run off. That Mithra is a really bad Mithra. We all call the cat burglar. Like, one of the things I'm going to have to do here is, because the Taro Taro in this game have these weird verbal affectations, I'm just going to have to eliminate it, because it's like nobody ever thought that anyone would ever actually read any of this stuff out loud. So yeah, if you need real help, head toward the fountain. Jack of Spades is on guard around there. He will teach you all you need to know. Check the map to find the way there. Jack looks a bit scary, but I promise he's the nicest Cardian you'll ever meet. Oh, and give Jack this. You can give it to him by using the main menu's trade option. I've marked this location map for you. Select map. Yeah, okay. We've got to introduce yourselves. We are the Star Onion Brigade. We are the protectors of a brighter tomorrow. We'll pay you to remember us. Alright. Let me just, fix. Oh, I think I know what's going on here. Just a second. Okay, I figured it out. What I had is there was a lock style enabled that because this character doesn't have a gear that didn't work, and so I had to turn that off. Yeah, okay, it's fine now. All right, so in case you hadn't noticed or not aware, I do have a bunch of add-ons and plugins installed, third-party programs that are not allowed by the game's terms of service, but nobody who plays this plays without add-ons. So, you know, that is what it is. I'm not going to explain how to install them, how to set them up, which add-ons I have running. There's plenty of videos that can give you all of that information if you are interested. Alright, so Jack of Spades, we're supposed to trade something. I believe it is this adventurer coupon. Alright, thank you kindly. Please take this in return. Jack has no need for this. Jack recommends you talk with a guard named Salele. She is near the gate in Windurst Woods, which exits into East Saruda Bruda. I obtained 50 gil. Okay. Well, the other thing that I need to do is we need to equip my onion sword. I have decided to start as a warrior, and obviously we are starting in the city of Windurst. Because if you start in the city of Windurst as a Mithra, you get the Windursten ring. At least I think that's still a thing. There's the Windurstian rings gives Agi +1 and Int +1. So, we'll take it. Alright, so a few things we need to do. First off is we're going to follow the Jack of Spades recommendation to head over here to the gate. And we're going to talk to the gate guard. Though... Salele. Greetings well met, protector of the Federation, Salele, at your most humble service. My station is to help along those new to the life and adventure in Vana'diel. This is the name of the world. I specialize in the types of fundamental knowledge necessary for success in such endeavors, as well as related methods of pedagogy. Okay. With my aid, you can rest assured that your first steps down an adventurous path will not go astray. Should you still consider yourself a newcomer, I highly recommend that you make a full use of my services. This is my permanent post, and I never leave it. Remember it well. Whenever you need a hand with anything at all, don't hesitate to come calling. I don't think we do. But what we're actually going to do, well, first off, we're going to head over here. This is a home point. You can set this as a place where you'll respawn if you die. And if you touch it, you can then teleport to that specific home point for some money. You basically want to go around and find the home points on the map. There are 5 of them on this map, and touch every single one you can. But we'll do that here in a minute, or I'll do a lot of that off screen. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk to Rakobuma here. She says, this is the Eastern Gatehouse, a gathering place for the guards who do the rounds of Windurst Woods. To expel those who would subvert the law and order of Windurst Woods, to protect the Mithra populace from all manner of threats and dangers, that is the job of us guards. But lately, ferocious monsters are on the increase, and the beastmen are ruining nature as they please, so our job is becoming all the more hectic. If you're a citizen of Winders, then perhaps you may lend us a helping hand from time to time in order to protect the peace of our fair town. For instance, you could try to do some missions, special tasks issued on behalf of the Federation of Winders. But first, you might prefer to listen to our explanation of the role of gatehouses before you decide. Sure. Good. Allow us to explain. Solajab would like you to do, would you like to do the honors? Roger, Captain Buma. It would indeed be an honor. Well, put simply, the gatehouses are where we guards work and rest. We also administer missions here, assignments for and on behalf of our country. Missions differ from plain quests in that they are rendered as service to your country, so the government will award you rank points for each mission you accomplish. Register enough points, and your rank or standing in society will increase. How about it? If you consider yourself a model citizen of Winders, I recommend you serve your country by trying your hand at missions. The very reason that you came to Winders in the first place was because you wanted to make something out of yourself, wasn't it? Indeed, we're going to receive a mission. Well said. That heartfelt reply is your first great step toward making Winders a better place. So, without further delay, let's issue you your first mission. Do either of you have the right mission for her? Excuse me, but I know of a mission. Miri Wori? You see, well, the Oristary in the port area is kind of looking for someone to help them with a magic experiment to be conducted at the Horatoto ruins. I know it's a little sudden, but they said that they were in a fix because they couldn't find anyone to help them. So, how about it then? Good. Carry out that mission. The Oristary is a ministry that runs a mage academy to improve the military's magic abilities. To get to the Oristary, you have to go to the port area by heading back west from this gate. Your country is counting on you. Alright, so we'll be heading to the Oristary in the port. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention another thing about Mithra. They are gender locked to female. So if you're playing a Mithra, you're playing a female character. Now, there actually is one other thing that I want to do while we are standing here, because it's very important, especially in the current version of the game. And that is, what you want to do is you want to go to quests, you want to go to objective list for records of eminence, you want to go to tutorial and basics, and then first step forward. Speak to one of the... keep gurgling here. To speak to one of the following records of eminence guides, and it lists them out. You set that objective. Okay. Now, Felm Jabezat here is one of such people you need to talk to. Congratulations. Oh, if only I were as lucky as you. Here goes nothing. You're the 11,111th person to ever visit this square. To honor this crowning achievement, we prepared to offer you a hefty reward. 11,111th person. Okay. How hefty? They say that curiosity killed the cat, but I can assure you that's not the case here. Now, to peel back the veritable curtain on your commemorative prize... Ta-da! It's a Memorandal. Aren't you in Rapture now? That's a creepy little thing. It nods in agreement. This is no ordinary run-of-the-mill doll, I'll have you know. It's imbued with sorcery and engraves your records of eminence, exploits upon itself. Now that's a handy-dandy tool if I've ever heard of one. Records of eminence? What? You really haven't heard? I thought everyone had heard. May come as a surprise to you, but you're already participating in Records of Eminence. Yes, indeed. By talking to me, you've cleared your first objective. That means you eventually get another present, Sparks of Eminence, which act as quantities or quantifiers of your grandeur. Anyway, now that you know the ropes, it's time to try it out yourself. Just sink your fangs in any of the short quests in the objective list under the Records of Eminence parts of the quest menu. Easier than scooping fish from a bowl, right? Certain objectives can be repeated too, so there'll be more to try than there are cats in the clouder. Once you accrue enough sparks from completing objectives, come talk to me for a saucer of good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, your Vana'diel is top-notch, so I'm going to need 11,111 gil for it. Not convinced it's worth the price? Okay then, watch this. The simple clap of the hands, it disappears like magic. That's the power of arcane Blad's finest. So yeah, there's no way I can entrust something so amazing to you for free. Pay up. Whatever, no. I don't got it. Sorry. I'm fresh in town. I have 50 gil to my name. Fine then. Huh? Why am I giving up so easily? Because the doll's already registered to you. If you're not going to give me money, there's nothing I can do about it. It nods in agreement again. Alright, so that gave me some experience points. I got 6 strips of meat jerky. And I have undertaken the limited time Records of Eminence Challenge Vanquish Beasts. Now this is a way to get a lot of extra EXP. It also gets you the Sparks of Eminence, which you can use to obtain gear. So it's quite important. Alright, so I need to set a few things. Heal without using magic. We'll get to that. Vanquish one enemy. That'll be easy to finish. Calling forth an alter ego. We'll worry about that one later. We can speak with the different guild leaders. The Weavers Guild is here, so we'll set that one. The Boneworkers Guild is also here. We'll set that one. I'll probably take care of both of those on my own. This is just running around town. One house, nice. Obtain a support job. We're going to be doing that one here soon. And we're going to be doing missions Windurst. So we'll set that one as well. Alright, well, for our mission, we need to head to the Oristary. So let's go ahead and do that. On my way, I'm going to grab the various home points. So let me go ahead and do that in this area, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and I grabbed all of the home points on this map. I also went ahead and just... Did I? Hold on. I talked to the Weavers Guild, but I think I forgot to talk to the Boneworkers Guild. So let me just actually show that real quick. Because I got a bunch of EXP for doing that, so we are actually now already level 2. We haven't even stepped outside yet. I think this is the Boneworkers Guilds. And I think you are the leader. Yeah, so we're not signing up for the Boneworkers Guild. But all we had to do was talk to them, and we completed that Records of Eminence, so that is done. We got 300 sparks, and 500 experience points. So we're actually now already at level 3. And again, we haven't done anything yet. Alright, so let's head to Port. Port Windurst is the exit down there. And I think when we zone in the port, we're going to get a cutscene. If I'm right. So, let's see. The crystal resonates deep within your soul. Vana'diel, in the year 898. Must make haste for Horizon Jima and find the my master, or the master before. Yep, that's the opening cutscene for the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel storyline, which we aren't going to be touching for quite a while. That's one criticism that I have about this. The way they've done things in 11 is that you will just randomly sometimes activate cutscenes for storylines that you aren't even aware exist by simply walking into a zone, for example, or walking into a particular area in a zone, and it'll just trigger, completely out of your own control. And so I don't particularly care for that. But, nothing I can do about it right now. Alright, so where are we going? We're going to the Aurastery, it said, right? Yes, there's the Aurastery right there. Right here. So, I'll head over there. Okay, so here is the Aurastery. And I have to figure out who it is that we were supposed to talk to here. Alright, so it should be Hakuru Rinkuru here that we need to talk to. What are you doing loitering around here all willy-nilly? This is a training room for magic spells. If you're not careful, you'll get fried to a crisp or worse. What's that? Oh, now I see. You volunteered to help us with the magic experiment in the Horatoto ruins, have you? That's right, we did ask the Goon Platoon Gatehouse for assistance. Hey. Koroido Moido. That's the guy's name? Koroido Moido. Yeah, that was the minister's pell-mell experiment, wasn't it? Yes, the minister headed off hours ago, but he said he had some preparations to do or something like that. Yeah. Typical of the minister to ask for assistance and leave before the help comes. That's going to put this poor hotty-dotty adventurer out. I know. Our minister is so self-centered he thinks of nothing but himself. Well, anyway, it'd probably look better for you to head out over to the magic towers in East Saruta Baruta. Really? I don't think it matters if your first impressions with hoity-toity old him is good or not. Either way, it won't get you into his good books, will it? Anyway, head out to the eastern magic tower of the Horatoto ruins. It's a fair way and an itsy-bitsy bit dangerous, so you might want to take some friends with you. Good luck. You'll need it. All right. Well, we need to head out there. But there's actually a few things I want to do first. Well, first off, we need to grab home points. All right, and again, I'm going to go around this whole area, and I'm going to grab all of the home points. Just have to go in there and touch them. And then I'll be back with what it is we're going to do next. Okay, so I've grabbed all the home points here in Port Windurst. There's still 2 other areas, but we're not going to worry about that right now. I am at some point going to head into the Moloch house, and I'll explain how that all works, but I want to get past all the tutorial stuff. And it's not anything we need to worry about right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to teleport ourselves. We can travel to another home point from the current region. We're going to go to Windurst Woods, home point number 2. And if you're teleporting from a home point in a region to another home point in the same region, then it doesn't cost anything. So I basically want to grab all of them as soon as you can. And I get another cutscene. Interesting. Oi, gotta, I reckon it be time to get our asses in gear and what have you. This Taro talking to this Mithra? Gata Marpushano. Whatever. What now? Whatever. Why so unenthusiastic? I'm hearing that somewhere people are looking for some Plank Braven pioneers. Would you fancy that? Pioneers in these here modern times? I can feel adventurer's spirit pouring up inside of me. Picture it. Unknown lands, ancient ruins, phantasmical natives. Come on, gotta. Why don't you just beat all? I kind of have to parse here a little bit. Ho hum. Alright, don't be giving me ho hums there, chum. Don't you feel anything anywhere in that heart of yours? Pioneering might be fun, but come back to reality for a minute. How long are you going to ignore that adventurer over there? Huh? Yeah. When did you saunter over here? You want to know more about the whole pioneering gig? To be honest, we don't know right bit about it either. Stuff about crossing the ocean and heading west, doing something or other for something. Aldulin. Yes, that's it. Aldulin has started a tremendous pioneer mission, is in need of an extra pair of hands or two, looking for mighty fine adventurers like yourself. Where can I apply? The Juneau Chamber of Commerce and Industry. That's a long ways away. Gotta, you're right knowledgeable about this. Who exactly did you talk to receive such information? And what else you got stowed away in the head of yours? Hold on some kind of test. Island wildlands are evidently like nothing you've ever seen, so they want to make sure adventurers can handle it. A test to prove they can handle it? That means our only job... we put adventurers on the right course. We ain't fit enough to fight. What are you, wanker? That's why I be telling you we gotta keep training. Okay, so yeah, that's the introduction to the Outland expansion, which is like a long ways off. So now we need to do a couple of things before we head out. First is I need to go back into quests, the Record of Eminence, objective list. We got basics, quest, level cap, storage expansions. No, no, no. Okay. We want to do combat, wide area, general, vanquish multiple enemies. We want to set that one. Deal 10 to 20 damage, at least for now. We'll set that one. We want to set the total damage, total healing, total damage taken, weapon skills, that sort of thing. Spoils. I will take Earth Crystal, Wind Crystal, Fire Crystal. Lightning is probably Water Crystal, maybe Water Crystal. Yeah, we'll take those for now. I'm not worried about that stuff. Combat region, original areas. No objectives are available this time. Okay, we might have to actually zone out. Daily objectives, vanquish multiple enemies. That's the only one we're going to be able to touch. Not going to worry about the monthly stuff. Okay, that's all set. The other thing I need to equip is this Echad? Echad? Echad. Whatever this ring is. This is basically is given for free, I think. I don't really know where it comes from or why I have it, but we have it. It basically gives a big experience points bonus for a certain amount of time or a certain bonus of EXP. So we're going to want to set that, and then we're going to want to talk to this guy with the WW name. I am Harara, WW, a war warlock. That's what that stands for. One of the guards charged with overseeing Winter's conquest campaign. We want to cast Signet. Because what that lets us do is gain conquest points. It prevents us from losing TP, which we'll talk about that later while we're resting. And what else is it? Oh, it lets us get crystals when we kill mobs to generate EXP. So we want to have that. Is there anything else? Oh, there actually was one other thing that I wanted to do before we leave town. And that is, I want to teleport back to Port Windurst, home point number 2. Is it going to give me another cutscene or not? No. Okay. I think we're done with all the cutscenes in town. Alright, so we're looking for this book, the Survival Guide. We just want to talk to it real quick. Because then what that lets us do is that we can now teleport to this book from any of these other books. This one's different. That's a hunt registry. We're not worried about that. Alright, travel to another home point. Back to Windurst Woods. Home point 2. Alright, and now we want to head out the gates into East Saruta Baruta. Now, this is where we're going to try and level up. Because I'm going to want a few levels under my belt and get some sparks. So, we're going to talk to this book here, the Field Manual. Read about individual training, page 1. Defeat 6 members of the Mandragora family. Yep. That's going to get us even more extra EXP. So. Now, combat in this game is pretty straightforward, at least to start with. We, going on one ability, Mighty Strikes, I think it has like an hour cooldown. And so you just select. I'm using a controller, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Select enemy, bring up the menu, say attack, and then go swing at it. And really, I have nothing else I can do right now. We just let the auto attack run. And if you can see the chat log, we're getting skills, sword skill ups. Because every time you take a swing, you can skill up on your sword. And we need to get to sword skill 5. I dropped the chest. A bottle of apple juice. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot one other thing. We got some meat jerky. It gives strength plus 3, int minus 1, and attack plus 23%. We want to use that. Now, our training manual says Mandragora family. That's what these little plant guys are. Well, yeah, they're called tiny mandragoras. So we need to kill 6 of them. All right. Well, I'm gonna go kill 6 of these things, and then I'll be back. All right. So I'm fighting the 6th mandragoras, and there we go. I'm now level 6. Alright, so we got 270 experience points from that training manual, plus tabs, which is another currency that is used for teleporting between those books. And it's set to repeat. But let's go see what the other options are. We need to cancel the current training regime. Read about individual training. What is page 2? 6 members of the bee family. Alright. What I really want to do is I want to get to at least level 7. So I'm going to go kill. You've got these bumblebees here. I'm going to kill 6 of these. Do I have a weapon skill yet? I don't have a weapon skill yet. I can check. If I go into status and go to combat skills, I'm at sword skill 4. Okay. Well, that means hopefully I will get sword skill 5 here and get my first weapon skill soon. Alright, well, I'll work on that here, so just a minute. Alright, well, this is the 6th Bumblebee in my training regimen, and I have weapon skill number 5, so I can, or yeah, sword skill 5, so I can now use an actual weapon skill, and I killed it before I could actually show it. An ether +1, I don't need that. Alright, well let me just, I don't know, we'll kill one of these mandragores. Alright, so under abilities, weapon skill, fast blade. There we go. That's your weapon skill. Alright, and so I am now level 7. And now there's some more things that I can take care of back in town. In particular, actually, hold on. If we go to status and I go to no, not status. We go to quests. There we go. I have 2,100 sparks. Current objectives. Oh, heal without using magic. Now, if we do the heal, which is where we kind of rest here for a minute, I didn't hardly take any damage, so will it actually work if I don't actually heal any health? Because I'm looking for the number of completed, which is currently 5. Once we've completed 10, then something else important becomes available. No, it doesn't look like it's going to work if I don't have... if I'm not actually recovering health. I did get some earth crystals and some wind crystals. Here. But we have enough sparks now. That what we can do is we can go back to Felm here. And I can go to equip 1 to 9. I think as a warrior, I am going to stick to... Do I want to stick to sword or do I want to switch to... No, we're going to switch weapons. We're going to switch to the butterfly axe, which is a great axe. I'll go ahead and actually grab that inferno axe as well. Next page, this is still all weapons. Next page, what I'm looking for is... no. Looking for is the leather gear. Leather bandana. Leather vest. Leather gloves. Leather trousers. And the leather high boots. We're not worried about the shields. Okay, so we're done talking to you. So what I can now do is go ahead and equip the leather bandana, the leather vest, the leather gloves, the leather trousers, and the leather high boots. And we can equip the butterfly axe. Alright, so there we are. That's getting started. Now there actually is one other thing that we're going to want to get to now that we're level 7. But we will do that, I think, for next episode, because I think we're going to end here. Alright. Yeah, we'll start that for next episode. And then we'll see what else we get up to. Alright, but for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.